Okay, let's have a look at getting some integration with our blog going and actually setting up a fan page or Facebook like box in the sidebar on our blog. Okay, what we need to do is come to our fan page. Remember, that's account, use Facebook as page, come to the fan page that you want. Then we're going to click on Get Started. And one of the options under Get Started is promote this page on your website. You click on Add Like Box. And remember, we put our URL for our Facebook fan page in here. If you're forgetting what that is, basically if I go back, just click the back arrow or go back to my page, and if I drag this down, you can see at the top here that everything up to the question mark there is our URL for our fan page. So I can highlight that, Control C to copy, or right click and choose copy, then go back to Add Like Box and just pop it into here. And there we go, that's the URL for our fan page. Now again, the width of this depends on your particular blog and the theme you're using and your sidebar. If you remember, we looked in an earlier video and I decided I'm going to put mine over here, so I want it about that width. Now what I'm going to do is reduce the width down to, I think 140 will do, but obviously I can play around with this to get the width as I want. Okay, and that's what it's going to look like. So all I need to do now is click on Get Code, and it will give me the code. I'm going to grab the iframe code, I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to pop it into a little text pad and save that. Okay, now we're going to go across to our blog, log into the admin area, which I've already done, and go to Themes, Appearance, Widgets, and we're going to pop this into the sidebar. Okay, so here I am on the widgets page. Let's move this up a bit so I can see what I'm doing. And what I want is, I'm going to add it to sidebar 2 rather than sidebar 1. If you remember, if we were looking, I'm going to put it above my admin and below my stat. In fact, I put it above stats, below categories, because it's an interaction thing, so I actually want it reasonably towards the top. So what I need to put it in there is a text widget, which is this here. Okay, there should always be one of these here somewhere that you can grab and just drag it and drop it where you want it. Okay, in it goes. Now what we're going to put in the top here is Facebook as a title. Then we go back to our text pad and grab this. Now this is an iframe bit of code. It may not work with your theme as it is, but I'll show you what to do with that if it doesn't. Okay, but for the moment we'll just grab it as it is, copy it and paste it into there, come down to the bottom, click on Save, and then reduce that down, or at least reduce that down. Now if we go back to our blog and hit refresh, if it's worked correctly, there we go. We've now got our Facebook like box there. Now I could actually make that wider. I went for 140. I could probably get that up to 160 to make it a bit bigger. So obviously I can go back here and make those changes. I can say, well, instead of 140, I want it 160. Click on Get Code again, highlight that, copy, and again I'd recommend saving it in that text pad so you've got the latest version saved. And again, all I need to do is go back to Widgets, go to that text pad, highlight what I want to change, paste over the new version, click on Save, and we now go back to our blog, hit refresh, and there we go, it's wider. I could still probably make that even wider if I wanted to. There's plenty of room there. Now if for some reason it doesn't work or it messes up your sidebar, it may be that you need to put in some tags at the top and bottom of the iframe bit, which is simply typing in div with open and close brackets that are the pointy ones, greater than and less than, and the same at the bottom, but this time in front of the div you put a /. Okay, so that's open division and close division. It's basically a way of framing that content to put it in to the text widget if you need to. Okay, now it may well be that you don't need to. I've not needed to on this theme. It can vary. Most modern themes it shouldn't be a problem, but just in case it is, that's what will sort the problem out for you if you have a problem with it. Okay, now you can also use that to center it as well. Let me quickly check what the code is to center it. Okay, I had to go and look that up in one of my files, couldn't remember that offhand, but instead of div, if you want to center it, you use div space align equals quotation mark, center, quotation mark, and then the close bracket or greater than. Okay, so that will center that. So if I then copy this, and at the moment you can see that's not centered, it's to the left of that column in the sidebar. If I go back to my text widget, paste that over the top, and all I've done is put that div code at the top and the div code at the bottom, click on save, and go back and hit refresh on my blog again. Right, for some reason it hasn't centered it. Okay, normally that will center it. That's one of the funny things with HTML with blogs. You probably shouldn't be using it with WordPress, but I'm old school and still play around with stuff like that. But there we go, we've got our Facebook like into our blog. I've already liked this as my profile, so I can't click on like, but if someone visits our blog, they can see this, they can click on like, they can go through to our fan page, they can interact with that as well and hopefully like that. It just gives us one more chance to interact with people, to keep their attention, to get them coming back to us for information and hopefully clicking on the links that are going to make us some money. Okay, that, as I said, is all you need to do to get the fan page, or the fan page or Facebook like box onto your blog. And that was, if I go back to Facebook to show you how to get back there, that was from your profile, you go to account, use Facebook as a page, go to your page, click on get started, and it will be here under add like box. And don't forget, on your blog you go to appearance, widgets, and you add a text widget to whichever sidebar you want and just paste in the code here. You don't necessarily need a title. I'd like to put one in. That's entirely up to you. Don't forget to click on the save button at the bottom, otherwise it won't appear. And that's how easy it is. Okay, thanks so much for watching this. Please move on to the next training video.